So with that how should I describe? It's a kind of a fear that push you around, make you worry, but not lead you to anywhere. It's a kind of a space I was in where I was helpless completely, not able to do anything. So prayer was the only thing, only option to me, and I prayed. I prayed, and I strongly felt that time that it is just the prayer that saved him the 6 years that he was alive after he discovered his disease. So that time, Swamiji conveyed this message through that video, and I somehow I was studying at that time. My exams were my 12th exams were board exams were close by, and I slept off. Morning, my mother woke me up at 5 o'clock and said that okay, this is the case, and you need to call an ambulance. And we and there was a kind of a panic, and everything happened very. There's a kind of an adrenaline rush in my body, and somehow things happened, and on the way he was going to the hospital, he passed away. So that time it was a great shock for me when I heard that okay, he passed away, and my mother conveyed it to me, and I was in a very big shock. Okay, my exams are near, I have I can't what am I supposed to do with this, and how am I going to manage the family now? What uh, what are my responsibilities? How should I deal with it? And I was continuously thinking about this. And one thing is that when I thought about Swamiji, it gave me so much power. I never thought of it. The thought of crying or pain never came to me. The whole thing transformed to a feeling of responsibility. That is what I should precisely call it. It was a strong feeling of okay, what are my responsibilities now? How am I going to take care of my mother and deal with the entire situation? And oh God, what a power I got with that words of Swamiji that I heard at the night before. When my devotees have earthquake in their lives, I make sure that they have the earthquake safety kit. That words vibrated in my inner space when I was dealing with the entire situation. I somehow knew he is there with me and he is taking care of me. So I did not worry. I powerfully dealt with the situation. The whole kriyas, whatever has to be done, shraddha, everything happened, and I decided that okay, now is the time. I'll not delay it many more. I'll go and meet my guru. By that time, I was convinced that he is my guru, and there is nobody else I want to go to. He is my guru, and I have to be with him. And during that time, if I tell you the entire thing, it is like too many incidents are there inside this. I'll make it a short and so that you enjoy the whole thing in a summary kind of a thing, and maybe in the later videos I can expand more on these parts. So when I went so my mother was completely against. Okay, you are not going to go there, because I know that by the kind of a person you are, if you go there you are not going to come back. And that is what happened actually. So, and then my mother also came here, and she is okay, she is here right now actually when I'm making this video. She is here in the ashram, and she is staying for some time. She came to meet me, so everything is good now. But at that time she was completely against of me leaving the house and going. But somehow my conviction was so strong. I told her that if you are not permitting me, if you are not getting me a plane ticket or a train ticket or whatever, I am going to walk my way to Bangalore. It I search in Google. It takes 19 days for a person to walk from my town to Birdi, Bangalore. 19 days. I convinced I could make it. I convinced myself I could make it. And I was ready to leave. So my mother calling all the relatives and nobody able to convince me. Finally, she had to give up, and she said that okay, I'll come with you. Let's go. So me with my mother and an uncle, we three came to Swamiji, and the moment I met Swamiji, he was sitting in samadhi in front of the Homakunda, and Shiva Diksha was he was initiating the new disciples into Shiva Diksha. And the very day I entered the ashram, I got Shiva Diksha from him and I became his disciple. It felt that as if the whole drama was just conducted to make me meet him and take Shiva Diksha from him. That is why I felt that it was such an urgency for him to give me the Diksha. The very day I came, I got Shiva Diksha from him, and I became his disciple. So I got Shiva Diksha and Gayatri Diksha from him the first day I came, and from that day on, that time I was a normal regular person. I used to wear white dress, and that day on I came for a program of so many programs that goes on in the ashram. I came for a program, and so I stayed, and then although I wanted to join a college, and I wanted to do my studies and complete this, that, everything was going on in my mind. I just decided strongly, okay, this birth I took to be with him. I don't care whatever I planned earlier. I don't care whatever my mind is trying to convince me about. I decide to be with him. And then I joined Gurukul. Swamiji is, I should say, his own family. So, his own lineage. So I joined Gurukul and became his disciple, and I took Krama Brahmacharya. That time it was not compulsory to be in Gurukul. You have to take Krama Brahmacharya, although it is now. But I took Krama Brahmacharya because I wanted to, and there is so much more that is in between all these incidents. There's so many connecting links, which is multi-layered. So maybe I'm gonna make more videos about this, and maybe then you will get a complete picture of what actually happened and how I was led to my Guru, and how the divine plays with you. So let the ending of this video be on the note that okay, now I met with him and I became his disciple, and I continue to live with him. And let us continue this story in further videos. For now, let us conclude by the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Sadguru Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam.